Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode with Human Better 365. My name is Sabrina Victoria. I am the owner and creator of this awesome company, Human Better 365. It's a human transformation company. We specialize in time management and organization in all the areas of your life. I believe that the most important thing in our life is our time. Our time is so valuable, and unfortunately, throughout our entire schooling and church, no one has taught us how to manage your time. So that's what we specialize here. I do a podcast every day here, Monday through Friday. Mondays is all about business and finance. That show is called Collect That Money, Honey. Tuesdays is all about time management, organization, and procrastination, which is today, where we talk about how ain't nobody got time for that. On Wednesdays is for my females. It is a show called Nation of Diamonds. It's all about female health, mental and emotional and physical health, along with relationships. Thursdays is for my millennials. So, dear millennials, all about how to do life, how to do life as a millennial. Coming up and breaking the cycle. A lot of us are breaking the cycle from our grandparents' generation, from our parents' generation, and we're just trying to figure out how to do it just a little bit differently. So that's Thursdays, and then Fridays, right before the weekend, I come on and talk about sobriety. I've been sober for 17-ish, 16, 17 years, and I dive deep into how to live sober, how to live healthy, how to bring the spark back into your life as a sober individual. A lot of times, what's up, Ashley? A lot of times we think that living a sober life means leading a boring life, and that just is not the case. So the community that we have here, located in Boca Raton, Florida, is all about fun and energy and excitement in and amongst the sober community. We do stuff here, in person, and then we also have courses and groups where you can join us virtually, with free and paid programs. So a lot of fun. So thank you for hopping on with me today. Today, the subject is solitude. Finding solitude, finding silence in our life, and the importance of that for those of you that are alive now and adult-ish. You know that as soon as you wake up in the morning, there is noise. There is noise coming from all the places. Many of us grab our phone first thing in the morning and immediately start absorbing content into our eyes and our mind and our ears. And we go from our phone, then we go into the kitchen and we, make our breakfast or our coffee or whatever it is, and we turn on a TV or an iPad or a computer. We have our watch that's connected to our phone, that's connected to our computer. And then we go to work and we're listening to something on our phone. We're listening to something on the radio. And then we go to work and we have people and we have computers and we have conferences and meetings and screens all over the place. Even during lectures, we're watching screens and watching a person and watching our phone and watching the computer at the same time. And then we come back with our cars and we're again listening to the radio, watching TV, some of us on social media, some of us while we're driving. We come home again, iPods, computers, the TV gets turned on, and there's just noise. There's constant noise all of the time. It's so loud all of the time. And it seems as if everything is trying to get our attention, and we're getting pulled in so many different areas between strangers out on the internets, our family, our work, employees, co-workers, the boss man or woman, family, friends. We're getting pulled in so many directions. And I want to talk about how important it is to find silence. Now, I'm not talking about meditation. Okay. I know a lot of coaches, even coaches in and amongst my community. I run an entire all female community called Her Virgin. If you're not following us on Facebook or YouTube, please follow us. We have over 100, I think, and like 60 something women that are in amongst our community, who are coaches and mentors and teachers and have real lived life experience. Great community, but a lot of them do meditation. A lot of them teach meditation, and I don't personally do that. Now, do I meditate? Yes. If it's, done during my yoga class, obviously I've taken meditation classes. I've gone to meditation retreats. I have meditated at certain times in my life. I'm a very firm believer that our life ebbs and flows. And there's certain times in our life when we need to be journaling, when we need to be meditating. And those times in our life are in segments, are in certain areas. And it's not necessarily that we need to be doing it every single day for the rest of our life. And I think a lot of times the reason people hesitate to do things that are very good for them, like meditation, like journaling, like exercising, is because of the commitment. They don't feel comfortable making a long-term commitment saying, I am a person that fill in the blank, runs, meditates, journals, eats healthy. They don't want to put themselves in this box of like, I have to do this forever. And what I teach and what I do myself is that we don't need to be doing all of the things correct every single day for an entire lives in order to find peace, in order to find harmony, in order to live a virtuous life. These things are going to come and go in and out of our lives. But what we do need in our lives is silence. We need time in our life to be with our thoughts, our own thoughts. And sometimes this scares people. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, if I'm alone with my thoughts, I'm in the sober community, and a lot of times I hear this. I don't want to be alone in my thoughts. I'm so nervous about what's going to creep up if I allow myself to sit. But we should be our own best friend. We should be able to sit with ourselves. And it takes practice. It takes practice. But if we can't even sit with ourselves in silence with our own thoughts, how in the world are we going to expect somebody else to feel comfortable sitting with us as a friend or a spouse or a partner? So I always tell myself and my clients, it's so important to get to know yourself. And the only way to get to know yourself is to allow yourself to have conversations with yourself. Allow yourself to hear your own thoughts. And the only way to do that is to turn everything off. Turn everything off and allow yourself to sit in quiet. Now, I want you to think about this. I want you to think about silence. How many times in your day are you sitting in silence? Do you have silence where there's not words being, where you're reading words, where you're having to like digest the words or somebody else's thoughts? or you're listening to something or someone speaking to you in some manner, whether it's music, a lecture, a meeting, a boss, a friend, your partner, your kids. Do you have silence anywhere in your life? Is there anywhere that you can think of where you are just silent? Not very many of us have that. We go from as soon as we wake up and our eyes open, grabbing our phones, and then all the way through the day until we lay down at night and turn off the light and put our head down, there's something yapping or glistening or glittering or sparkling in our eyes or in our ears. And why? It's important to have that conversation. Why do you as a person insist on filling up your entire day with a constant rumor? Is that a rumor of noise? Rumor of noise. Why? Why do you need that? So what I want to talk about is some easy ways. A lot of us are like, cool, Sabrina. Okay, cool. Silence. Got it. I don't have time. I don't have time to find silence in my day. I just don't. I'm super freaking busy. This is why I don't meditate. I don't meditate because I don't have time. But there's three areas. There's three areas that most of us have in our life where you could find silence if you wanted to. The first one is the shower. Close and lock the door. Now, if you're a new mom or a new parent, right, that might be a little bit difficult, but the shower is running. It's creating a white noise for yourself. You can lock your door and you can specifically ask for a good 20 or 30 minutes in the bathroom between toilet, brushing your teeth, and showering. You can take a good 20 to 30 minutes of just being by yourself in your own thoughts. And as these thoughts are coming up, one of the things that I recommend is to have a notepad. I have actually waterproof notepads in my shower that I wonder if I have an example. I just did one this morning of a notepad that you can take notes on in the shower. Doesn't crumble, doesn't disintegrate. You can get them on freaking Amazon. They're perfect. I use them every single time I'm in the shower. New things pop up. I allow myself and my brain and my thoughts to, move around and cycle, and creativity just bubbles up in that silence. Another one is the car. So instead of turning on a podcast, instead of turning on the music, instead of turning on a talk show or talk radio of some sort, silence. And allow yourself to sit with yourself and have a conversation with yourself. What are you doing? What is the purpose? What do you want? Whys, hows, wheres, whens. See, these are all things that you have going on in your life. These are things that are being shoved way down. And you're not making time for them, but they're actual things. And a lot of times this is where our happiness is. For those of us that are waking up in a bad mood, for those of us that are waking up a little grumpy, it's because we're pushing down all of the things in our life that we ultimately want, that we ultimately desire, but we're not allowing ourselves to actually think or create or bring up these situations in our head to figure them out or to create them. Another one is exercising. Exercise. Now, if you exercise in a gym, that might be a little difficult because I know the gym has their own music a lot of times. Many of them don't have like silence. But could you not wear your headphones while you're running, while you're stretching, while you're exercising, when you're on the treadmill, at home or at the gym? But these are times, or could you even have headphones on, but maybe listen to something without any words? Listen to some sort of jazz or some sort of big band type um, office type music with no words in them that maybe has a really good beat, but this way you're not getting distracted by words, but this allows your mind to actually move around. It's very, very important to allow your mind time every single day, or at least every other day, to calm down and really figure out what matters to you. What are your desires? What are your passions? What are you excited about? What do you want in your life? What kind of creativity do you have that you're suffocating every single day with just other people's stuff? Sports, entertainment, talk radio, other people's agenda, the news. You have actual thoughts, actual creativity, actual brilliant ideas that you have stuffed down in there. But it's never given the time, it's never given the floor to be able to come up and present itself, because there's just speaker after speaker after speaker after speaker after speaker that you're allowing onto your stage. So what am I recommending? I am recommending you time blocking. One of the things that I preach consistently here on the Human Better 365 platform is planning out your days. Now, you can get a planner anywhere. You can get a planner at the dollar store. You can get one at Walmart, Target. You can get fancy journals that cost hundreds of dollars. You can literally do it on a notepad. It doesn't matter. If you want to invest in one of ours here, the Human Better 365, I created the Envision Your Best Life 90-day planner. This one's kind of beat up because this is the one that I'm like using right now. But it takes you 90 days at a time, and you can actually plan out your entire day. It allows you to be able to time block 20 minutes every day, every other day, however you want to work it, weeks in advance, so that when you wake up in the morning, all you have to do is just open your planner, and then right then and there is your day planned out, hour by hour, thing to do, list it out. And you are time blocking a certain amount of time, whether it's with exercising, in the shower, or literally just as soon as you get up from bed, just giving yourself 10 minutes to just sit in silence, to allow your thoughts to awaken, to allow the creativity to start bubbling up. This is something that I really, really recommend. And if you don't want to invest in the Human Better 365 one, go to Walmart and get one. If you want to check ours out, they're in the links below this video. Click the links, check them out. I have one where I'm selling it by itself, and then one that I'm selling with 4 1-hour coaching sessions. So if you want my help, if you want my assistance in helping you start time blocking certain things in your life that are important to you, with your health, with your relationships, with your career, your education, your money, your finances, with your joy, then you can also invest in that. Now, some examples, right? I gave you the shower, the car, exercising, but there's many different areas where you can actually find silence without going out of your way. Now, one of the things that thank you, Ashley, you're the best. One of the things that I always tell people when they're watching my videos, if you're watching me by myself or if you're watching me on my podcast, always make sure you have a pen and paper. I am constantly giving free value, free nuggets of information that you can use to better yourself, better your life. The whole object of Human Better 365 is to just do everything better, just a little bit at a time, every single day, human, just a little bit better than you did yesterday. We're not in competition with each other. We're in competition with the person that we were yesterday. So always take notes. Always take notes. If you flip and you see me on the screen, have your notes in your phone ready, get out a notepad and paper. There are going to be nuggets and value sprayed at you. And it's so important to just take what you like and leave the rest. That's it. Just take what you like. Just take a little bit and then leave the rest. And then as you're going along in your journey, you're continuing to add, you're continuing to evolve, you're continuing to do it better, just a little bit better. So wake up before everyone else. This is one of the things that I love doing in my planner. The very first thing on the planner is, what time are you actually going to wake up? And I actually put down, sometimes it's 6 in the morning, sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 7, 8, 9. Sundays, a lot of times I don't have a wake up, no alarm. But what time are you going to wake up? What time does the rest of your family wake up? And then can you wake up just 30 minutes before everybody else so that your house is silent? So you can drink some tea in silence. You can go out and drink some lemon water in silence, or your coffee in silence. You can journal. You can go over your day planner. So I always write out what I'm going to do the night before. So before I go to bed, I already filled out what I'm doing tomorrow in my planner. So then as soon as I wake up in the morning, boom, I know exactly what I'm doing. So kind of going over that and refreshing over that first thing in the morning, to jotting down any other things that are kind of creeping out that you can either do that day or that you can write down in the days to come. But waking up before everyone else. Can you wake up 20, 30, 60 minutes before everyone else? Another one is to go for a walk or to go for a jog without earbuds, without your phone. Now, one of the things that I do is I do bring my phone on my walks. However, I dedicate the first part of the walk to silence. Just silence. 10 to 20 minutes of just silence. Anything that comes out, I take out the notes section of my phone and I type in my notes section, and I do a full 20 minutes, and I put down the timer on my phone. 20 minutes. As soon as the timer goes off, then I know I can turn on a podcast. I usually listen to some sort of motivational, inspirational, something that's teaching me something in my ears while I'm working out. I don't normally listen to music, but everybody has their thing. But that is one of the ways that I'm able to get in some nice silence to allow my creativity to really bubble up inside of me. Another one is to arrive at work a little bit earlier. So for those of you that go to a office job of some sort, could you get to the office 30 minutes, 60 minutes early, even if it's just to sit in your car? Maybe you can't actually go in, but you can sit in your car. Then instead of sitting in your car scrolling through TikTok for 30 minutes, you could sit in silence. Allow yourself just to stare out your windshield, look at the birds, have your notes in your phone ready, have some sort of notepad with pen ready to jot some stuff down of things that come up, things to do, things that you want to do, dreams, desires. Whatever comes up for you during that time. Another one would be a coffee shop or the library or the park, somewhere where you can find some solitude, where people aren't necessarily talking at you or looking for your attention, but you can actually kind of zone out and start to think about the areas of your life. Start to think about your health, your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health. Think about your relationships, your relationship with yourself, with your partner, with your family, with your friends. You can think about your prosperity. You can think about your finances, your education, your career, where you're trying to go, where you're heading. Do you need a raise? Do you need to write a new resume so you could switch jobs because you hate your job, but you've never really thought about a plan on how to leave your job and go to a different job. See, taking 20 minutes a day at the end of a week, you could have a whole plan laid out for yourself on how to go from this job to another job, or how to go from this pay to a higher pay by creating some sort of a plan for yourself. But see, sitting down in silence and actually figuring that stuff out and actually planning that stuff is what's going to get you to the very next portion in our lives. A lot of times we stay so stagnant. We stay so, what is the word? Mediocre, I guess would kind of be the word. And we sit in this like just median of like, we're doing okay. We're doing pretty good. We're doing fine. Because there's never any silence to get us to the point above fine. We don't want to actually be fine. We want to be awesome. We want to be great. We want to be happy. We want to find happiness. We want there to be an aura of just like lightness in our life. And a lot of times there's heaviness everywhere we go. Heaviness everywhere we go. Another one would just be to sit alone in the dark right before bed. And I do this all of the time. Right before you go to sleep, take some time to think. I always have a notebook on my, my planner, first of all, is always on my nightstand to be able to jot things down that come to me. This helps me sleep better because I don't have 1,000 things going through my head. One of the things that I teach is a master list or a brain dump. So constantly learning to write my stuff down, anything that comes up. It could be to buy almond milk, or it could be to create a whole entire new program for Human Better 365 and what that's going to look like. And the chapters, sometimes things just flow to me. And then being able to have something nearby to write all that stuff down so that I'm not overwhelmed and feeling a bunch of anxiety as I'm laying my head down to sleep. Being able to write that down so that I know I have confidence in myself that now that's written down and I don't have to worry about it anymore, because in the morning, I'm going to be able to read this and then figure out that problem in the morning. When we go to bed worried, when we have all of this anxiety right before bed, having that and worrying and having this anxiousness does absolutely nothing. It does nothing. Anxiety doesn't help us. Worry doesn't help us. It does nothing beneficial to actually, it doesn't like get the problem done sooner because we're worried about it, or fix the problem sooner because we're worried about it. It's best to get it down on paper, create a plan or a solution, and allow ourselves to sleep, allow ourselves to go back through the day. So taking time right before you go to bed is a great time to sit with yourself and have some sort of quietness, some sort of silence. I highly recommend going to places where there's limited or no internet. Turn off your phone so there's no interruption. So if you're doing this while you're exercising or on a walk or at the library or at the park, turn your phone off for a good 20 minutes and just allow yourself to be with your thoughts. As if a best friend is hanging out with a best friend and having a conversation. These thoughts, this self-talk that's going on in your head is you as your best friend being there for you. Being there for you. You have a whole community of things, of thoughts, of creativity, of brilliance. But what we're doing is we're bombarding all of our own brilliance with other people's garbage all day long. It's so important to take some time for yourself to create. So this can be really scary for some people. And I hear this a lot, especially within the sobriety community. Not wanting to be alone with themselves. And this is what I recommend. Just do it for a few minutes. You can literally do this for 5-10 minutes to start. Just put it on your phone. 5 minutes and have yourself just go for a little 5-minute walk with silence, with no talking. What comes up for you? What does that sound like for you? Recognize how brilliant you are. Recognize all of the creativity that you have within you. What does that sound like? What does that feel like? So I really want you to start practicing being alone. Practice what it feels like to have intentional thinking, intentional thoughts. What does it feel like to actually do nothing? Even meditating is something. When you're sitting down and you're meditating, like I am meditating. But what does it feel like just to do nothing? Just to allow your mind to talk to you. Allow yourself to talk to you. I mean, even just thinking about it should get you to start thinking like, oh my gosh, like all of these thoughts and all of these things and ideas that I have in my head, I need to start taking some time out of my day to actually listen to the commentary that I am actually thinking and get it down on paper. This is how books are created. This is how programs are created. So one of the things that I always do is I bring a notepad with me. So silence really allows the creativity juices to really start flowing, to really start being able to come to fruition. And it also allows us to recognize a lot of the things that we've been procrastinating on. So things that you've been wanting to do, but you just haven't done, like cleaning out your closet or making a move in your business, changing jobs, organizing your garage, buying an anniversary gift for your partner that's next weekend and you keep procrastinating, washing the dog or giving him a bath, asking for a raise at work. Exercising is a big one. Been meaning to exercise every month. This coming month, I'm going to start exercising when you could literally just start exercising tomorrow. But for some reason, you're like, I'm going to start exercising the beginning of the month. My planner starts at the beginning of the month. The app that I got starts at the beginning of the month, whatever it is. There's this procrastination that continues to keep happening. And this is what I want to talk about today. So I have a link right here, the procrastination course. Now remember, my niche is time management organization. That's everything to me. Everything to me is how to manage your time, how to manage your day, how to stop the procrastination. I have a course right here. yes.humanbetter365.com/procrastinator. This course goes on in my store. If you go to my store at Human Better 365, this course sells for $67. Today, I am selling it for $19, basically giving it away for free. It's $19. $19 to stop all the procrastination, to start implementing these things that you've been putting off. Now that you're going to start giving yourself some solitude, some silence in your day, some of this stuff is going to start popping up. Even while I'm speaking to you, I know that some of you are in your head thinking, crap, I need to do this. I need to do this. I've been putting this off or that off. Why? Why are you procrastinating? And that's what the course goes into. The course goes into the 20 different reasons we procrastinate. So how do you stop procrastinating? Well, first you have to recognize why you're doing it. So what are the tactics? What are the reasons why we continue to procrastinate? And there's 20 different reasons. I've done years and years of research on this for real. It's insane. Clients, everything. And I have found the same thing over and over, 20 different reasons why people procrastinate. And I don't just talk about the reasons why, but then I actually give you over 30 ways to overcome every single one of those procrastination tactics. So it's so important to start getting real with yourself, start getting honest with yourself. This silence that I'm talking about, this solitude that I'm talking about, it's so, so important. It really helps bring out those creative juices. It really helps get down those brilliant ideas that you've been wanting to do. It helps you to start creating a plan in your head, start acting on those things. And if you need some help, this course right here is $19. 20 of the reasons, the only reasons why we procrastinate, and over 30 ways to overcome that procrastination. For those of you that want the planner is also in the link below this video. It's a 90-day planner, absolutely phenomenal. My clients love this. It basically catapults you 90 days forward into the future. If you want personal coaching with me, I also have a link that gives you 4 coaching hours plus the planner in one stop shop. So you get the planner and 4 coaching sessions with that link down below. But again, this course right here is everything. It is at a ridiculous price. I'm basically giving it away for free. It's $20 or $19, and absolutely phenomenal. 20 reasons why we procrastinate and over 30 ways to overcome those procrastinations. So let me just reiterate this before I close up here. Find some solitude in your life. Recognize that you're jumping from screen to screen, from person to person, and you're listening to just everybody else just spewing all their stuff all over you, whether it's in real life with your partner, your friends, your family, your children, co-workers, employees, bosses, or it's the internet with cat videos and agendas and sales tactics and real talk radio and music and interviews and all of this garbage that's constantly getting thrown on us. It's so important to make sure that you're listening to stuff like this that's giving you nuggets of information on how to better yourself, number 1. And number 2, find some silence in your life so you can be with yourself, figure out yourself, ask yourself what your real dreams are, your whys, your hows, your whens, your wheres. What are you doing in your life? What do you want in your life? If you need help organizing all of those thoughts or figuring out what all of this means, there's just links in the description below for that procrastination course, for the coaching with the 90-day planner, or just to get the planner separate. So I certainly hope you guys had a fantastic day, or you have a fantastic day. Remember, you can find silence in the shower, in your car, while you exercise, waking up before everybody else, getting to your job before everybody else, coffee shops, libraries, parks, or the easiest way, and the way that I do many of these throughout the day, is right before bed. Right before bed, write out your plan, whether you're using my planner or a planner that you get at Walmart or the dollar store. Write out what you're doing the night before and allow yourself to sit in your own thoughts of, what does my future look like? What do I want in my life? Why do I want it in my life? How do I get that? How do I reach for that? What does that plan look like? And really start to write and create a future for yourself. And all of that starts with silence. All of that starts with silence. So allowing yourself to sit in that and go from that. Thank you so much, Ashley. You're the best. You're the best, girl. So I will see you guys soon. I am jumping on a podcast later on today at 5 Eastern with, who am I on with? Natalie. Super excited about that. So catch me back here on my Facebook page or the Her Version group if you are not involved, to listen in on Natalie and her journey. I have everything written down on my Facebook page for those of you that don't follow me. Sabrina Victoria. See you guys soon. Adios.